This is Gerald van Was. I have explained before lock and locker, which I totally described in that previous video as following your perspective upon an object and see what happens there. But of course we also have different words. Locker can also be written differently with double K. You have them in German, you have them in Dutch language as different meanings, and more like luring or like a decoy. And of course you have also quite close by the lucky, the English word lucky. How can they all be interlocked, let's say, to the lock and the locker? Let's go and find out, thanks to my theory that can also find out not just its positions, its directions, its context. It also shows you where it builds up, why it builds up, and these associations are done all automatically when we choose words, when we go towards something, name it, and follow actually the directions that are actually underlying in the letters themselves. And we had already locker, so that was the lock itself, yeah, like you had it here, and it you saw it combined with the extra, the R, the locker, so that you had this system inside also that was able to make that choice which in that extra dimension in time and movement had a choice to open something. So that was the locker, the thing itself that could be opened. That was our investigation from before, and it matched the letters quite well, and it was very understandable. You could even put them into the one position only within that locker, or you could also have the O, get it outside the environment and see where it connects itself to, where it also connects itself to a time process and a contextual process via the locker. I will emphasize it a little bit because you can also explain it from the focus a little bit better and see like what are we really doing in this choice, because there's a choice. And the C letter is always about that kind of choice. You have a bit too many options at the borders of something physical, and you're not very sure where to focus upon because you see different options. So you are trying to focus, and so you have a kind of doubtful checking. So you're checking with your focus of the C a bit better what is the choice actually here, because the K is about choices and making choices. So one of these choices of the locker is, of course, you have with 1, 2, 3 options, you have an option of, we know that it's happened like that. It's with plus, minus, or with the doubtfulness itself is part of our system of orientations in general. But the K here has that option in the locker of that you close it or you open it. That's that K. So you give this doubt. The K is about that first doubt in the diagonal that you say, okay, but I'm not sure which of the options I could choose or should choose between closed and open. The C itself is that concentration upon these choices, and it sees what is most practical, like also with the C, so that I can decide also with the C, so that it can be a consequent also with the C, choice also with the C, between these doubtfulness moments. So you can have a minus, so yes or no, plus, minus, yes, no, where the CK combination is always like making that choice more available, that you say, okay, I'll make a consequent choice here. Locker with a double K will be a bit different, because it will not provide that focal point, that C there. So it is a bit more difficult to make a choice already. There are a couple of meanings with locker, but the most easy one is that one which I provided before. You have a Dutch word also, lokker, which is expressed by this I don't forget. I forgot the English word. It is a sign in the sign language. You say, okay, just please come. So you try to lure actually someone. You're not sure if it's trustworthy or not, but you try to lure someone into making a choice that it might be attractive to follow me. Even though the K is double, so you're not sure, but what will be the outcome? You don't know. It will be within 1 and 2. The double K will be there all the time. So you're luring something. So maybe it is interesting enough that you have something there which is available there that might open something. Maybe something is closed there. Maybe something is hidden there. It's a bait, let's say. It's an incentive. You lure this in the way. So that's one of the meanings of a locker as well. But because of this double K, you have that option. With locker, with CK, I only had one meaning and one meaning, a literal meaning there. You had the lock, like the clock, which had an option that at some point something can be opened. But the locker, if you have the not into different field or in an extra, but within one go, within one focus, you could also focus that. It's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same movement, but it's really going from the one K to the other in a free, almost in a free movement and moving of choices. It's very loosely, and that's that locker thing as well. It's a sensibility of yourself. You're having the free choice of when to open and when to keep it closed. It's that light-spirited, that carefree idea, as if you have all the free choices in the world between the yeses and nos. I have the free. That's locker. It's also used in German. It's like feeling. I'm feeling locker. I'm feeling quite light-hearted. Luck then is not with the O, so it's not focusing upon what can I do in the outside world and do something and change something. Luck itself is dependent on a different vowel. The vowel U is always a reference to something which is still in development. So if you have this L form which can choose between L and going to K and K to some choice or another, by a dependency on the U, it will be dependent what it will be as an outcome. So these options between the K in negative or the K in positive will not be clear. So luck is in that case not positive or not negative. Here it is a dependency of where you will land to. It's pure luck. It's chance. It's almost a bit like the chance. It will be dependent on what will happen, and with a little bit of luck, it will even go indeed to the opening, to the point where you have the choice, where the choice is made up. Lucky, I will need an extra letter there, which we hadn't before, so I take the scheme. The scheme says it's at the third position of the options of changes and directions and so on. So it is focusing from space to the end goal. So the lucky says, okay, I will focus and I will direct myself immediately to that focus, to my end goal. So it will be dependent, but it's with U, but with the Y, it will go towards that goal. So that lucky will become lucky, of course, because then you can make and achieve that choice and that option to go forward. Of course. So in that way, you have that lucky. Yes, I will have that option, and I will direct to the goal that I don't know yet, but I will go to that goal to reach. That's that lucky thing. I hope that also these options, which continued from where I left off, gave you also more insight of how letters combine, how we can associate them, not just from a form, but also from the content. Like I said, how and why this really is working like that is not explained very often, because that's a quite big subject as well. But I hope you would simply enjoy it and start to learn to see it also with me. Thanks again for watching, and you have some books to prepare you if you want to go into this field of investigation and associations. There's some website, soundinform.com, with all the previous videos alphabetically there as well. So plenty enough to go deeper into all of this, and a Facebook